So in today's video, I actually went through cars that used to have interiors in Greenville. Now before I do start this video, everyone, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. It will be greatly appreciated, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so to actually get into GV3, the way how you do this is by actually going over to Hunter's profile here, which this is his username, by the way. So if you do want to find his profile, then just go there, or you can just click on the Greenville group and pretty much just find him from there. But yeah, once you're on his profile, pretty much what you want to do is you want to click this button right here, and as you can see, you have a couple of versions of Greenville. Now, I don't think it really matters which one you pick, but the Greenville Beta Final Release is probably the best one to pick, as this is like the most refurbished version of GV3 to currently exist and be playable. Okay, so I know for a fact that there are some cars in the dealership which do actually have interiors, so for those of you wondering why some of these cars have interiors, and wondering why GV4 doesn't have interiors, is pretty much just because of the reason that Greenville no longer uses free modeled cars, where back then they actually did. So as you can see, this Chevrolet Volt actually has an interior, so let's go buy that. I also have a Honda CR-V which also has an interior too. So yeah, but pretty much they no longer do use free modeled cars, which is basically why they don't make their own interiors for regular cars anymore. Obviously they still do have interiors for convertibles, which I will show in a bit, but yeah. This is the only way how you can actually currently, unless it's like a slot car or something, drive around in cars with interiors in Greenville. So yeah, here is the Honda CR-V as well, which I do already have, so we don't need to worry about that. I'm just gonna keep looking through actually. Okay, we also have a, I'm pretty sure it's a Ford Escape, so pretty cool, also has an interior, so let's buy that. I don't think I'm gonna have enough for every car with an interior, but I'm just gonna go and see what they actually have, because I do know that there is quite a lot of cars that do have interiors. So let's actually try and look for some here. Like, there's not a whole lot with interiors, but some of them do have interiors, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, I do think there might be some others, but from what I can see here, oh, actually no, we do have this, but I cannot afford it. So yeah, I think we're just going to stick with what I have for now, but overall, it is pretty cool. And actually, let me check. I think the bus in this version might actually have an interior. Yeah, it actually does. So the bus in GV3 did have an interior, which is really, really cool. We might, if I can, hopefully remember, we might be checking that out, because I actually don't have a fond, memory of the bus in GV3, so I actually low-key kind of forgot that. So it's pretty cool seeing it with an interior. But yeah, so let me spawn out my Honda CR-V here, and as you guys can see, this thing has a interior, and it is actually crazy. Like, seeing something like this in GV as well is really cool, even though it is GV3, but it's still pretty cool. So as you can see, not a majorly detailed interior, almost like Pembroke Pines, but it's definitely not bad. I mean, for Greenville, this is actually pretty cool. Now, you still could not zoom all the way in. I think there was one point where you could. I think there might be a way how to do it in another version of Greenville, which I might be checking out. But yeah, so as you guys can all see here, it is actually pretty cool being able to see yourself inside of the car as well. But the only bad thing is that you can't actually zoom all the way in. But hopefully in the next version of Greenville that I'll be going to, hopefully it will actually let me zoom all the way in. Because I swear I saw a video of somebody zooming all the way in with this thing before. But yeah, it was probably in a different version. Alright, and then also right here we have the Ford Escape with an interior as well. Overall pretty similar to the CR-V, nothing too detailed. My character is like a little bit higher up, I think, but nothing too detailed. I mean, it looks cool, and oh my gosh, my car's driving away from me, man. Okay, anyways, but yeah, not too much more detailed. I mean, it's basically just all the same color inside, but it's still cool. Like, I wish GV4 had something similar to this. It would honestly be really cool. And knowing how much GV has evolved over time, I know that they will never add interiors. I know for a fact they will never add interiors into regular cars. But it would still be really, imagine if they did though, it would be really cool. But unfortunately it will never happen, so yeah. But this is just kind of an example of what it could look like if Greenville had cars with interiors still. So if you guys do want to check this out, it's actually a pretty good alternative. And then finally right here we have the Chevrolet Volt, which actually, I just realized this does not have an interior. But if you go into the car thing, it actually has an interior. So it does look like they switched out the model for this thing. So that's quite weird. They must have changed the model out in a different version. So now if you go back to Milk's profile and you go over here, then you should see some other versions here. So you have the initial release, the beta, classic, and the mid-release. So I'm actually going to try out the mid-release over here and see if they have anything interesting here. I probably won't go into the other two versions because yeah, it's overall like way too old, and yeah, it won't even barely look like the GV that we have today. So yeah, alrighty, so let's just skip loading here if we can. I don't even know if it works anymore, but okay. Oh well, they didn't even have avatar scaling back then. But anyways, okay, actually I already have a Toyota Matrix that has an interior. So yeah, it actually does have an interior. Hopefully it is becoming daytime now. I can't see the time anywhere. Okay, it is becoming day. That's good to see. But yeah, it looks like I already have a car with an interior, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, so if I go to coupes here, I'm assuming it will be very similar to the last version. So there's no interior coupes, nothing here. The Matrix we already have, and the Chevrolet Volt. I don't even have enough for that actually, so we might have to come back for that, because they might be using the original model with the Chevrolet Volt. Okay, they actually have a G-Wagon as well, a CRV of course, but I'm not going to review that again because we did before. We did review that before. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There is another one here, the Escape, but we also did review that. So we are going to be checking out the Chevrolet Volt hopefully after I check out the Matrix. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this version, for the mid-release of Greenville, so nothing much. And then we also, of course, have the school bus, which I actually need to go back into the other version to use that, because I do not have enough in this version of the game. But yeah, anyways, here is the, okay, I was actually right. So, with, the interior cars in this, you can actually zoom all the way in. So that's actually really cool. So in this version, the mid-release of GV3, they did not have anything that kind of locked you from zooming in. So, as you can see, I can see underneath the floorboard there, so I can actually see all the grass and the road and stuff like that. So that's really the only downside for this Matrix, at least. But it is still cool. Like, if you just look up here, you can't really notice it. Unfortunately, you do look a little bit lower down than usual, but it is actually still pretty cool. I don't imagine anyone would actually drive like this, like 100% of the time, because it is quite hard to see. But it's still really cool to just see Greenville in first-person drive. And yeah, honestly, overall pretty good. So I am really hoping that if I sell this thing, I will have enough. Hopefully, I don't think I will. Okay, so if we have a look here, I think it's in sedans. Oh my gosh, I'm literally like $1,000-something short. So what I'm actually gonna do, I actually don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't have a car anymore. Okay, I'm a bit confused. I think I'm a bit stuck here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to review this thing, sadly, but that's kind of an idea of what it might look like with an interior, but yeah. Also, something really cool that I want to point out is that people actually still play this version of the game, which is actually really interesting. That just shows that there is still a certain a small audience who still enjoys this version a lot, and honestly I don't blame them. GV3 did have its like cool things about it that GV4 just misses out on, but yeah, still overall pretty cool seeing that people actually still do play this. I got put into a private server though, so no one, well, not really a private server, but a server by myself, sadly, so unfortunately I am by myself. But yeah, anyways, if I sell some of these cars here, I do actually have a lot more than I think, or than I thought I did, and okay, that one sale was enough. So let's hope I can get the bus. I should be able to, because I did own the game passes back in GV3, and also I noticed that these two also have interiors, so we might try and review those as well. But yeah, anyways, let me get this bus. Okay, we actually did end up getting it, so hopefully it has an interior, because if it doesn't, I am getting scammed. Okay, it actually does have an interior. Look at this. This is actually really, really cool. Dude, this is actually a really, really cool interior. Not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best we've seen. So as you can see, you can like individually sit in a seat. I wish GV4 had this in the bus, but they probably would never add it. And you can also go through the back door as well. You got the entire decked out interior, and I'm pretty sure this thing was a free model, apart from the fact that they added like a couple decals. But it's actually really cool and detailed. Like, you can literally walk into the bus and be like, say hi to your bus driver, walk to the back and sit down. But yeah, unfortunately you can't zoom in though. That's the only thing. So as you guys can see, I am driving it and stuff like that, but I can't actually zoom in. So it's basically like GV4. I mean, I can zoom in like this, but this is like the most I can actually zoom in. But it's still really, really cool though. Like, seeing how this actually looks like, this is easily one of the best interior cars in GV3, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen so far. Who knows though, maybe the fire truck and the ambulance do have better interiors than this, but this is actually pretty detailed, especially because of the fact that you can actually individually sit in all of these different seats, which is actually really, really cool. Okay, so I'm actually now going to go and buy the fire truck over here to see how this thing looks. Okay, let's have a look. This thing hopefully will look pretty cool. Hopefully I'm not getting scammed, and it does have an interior, and there we go. It actually has an interior, and this thing does not look bad at all. It's actually reasonably detailed. I was hoping that there were going to be some interactive sort of things here, but unfortunately there's not. You just got a bunch of seats and stuff. But yeah, let's do a quick interior review here. Hopefully I can get a better shot. But yeah, as you can see, it's not as good as the bus, but it does have some details here, like the radio, and you have the seats at the back as well, which is pretty cool. Not too good detail, but it's definitely better than nothing. And the sirens also work, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it is a bit outdated with the lighting, but it's still definitely not bad at all. And I also do really like these rooms too. They're actually pretty detailed. But yeah, honestly, this thing looks quite cool. And the fact that people can see you as well. Like, this is actually really, really cool for role-playing and stuff as well. And I do know that Greenville V4 does have a fire truck as well. But this just looks a lot better in my opinion. I mean, the lighting and stuff could obviously be updated if it was ever brung to GV4 for some reason, but the interior part of it is really cool, but they would unfortunately probably never add it back in today's version of the game. Also, I just noticed this thing has a actually reasonable top speed, or like it actually goes fast for a fire truck, dude. I'm not even joking. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is actually really cool, seeing the interior in this fire truck here. Okay, so now I'm gonna buy the ambulance for the final car over here in GV3. So let me have a look at this thing. I'm probably gonna expect something very similar to the fire truck. But yeah, as you guys can see, it does have an interior. And it's pretty much the same as the fire truck, slightly different. It doesn't have the radio and stuff like that. What about the back? Okay, so the back has no interior, which is pretty sad, but overall, though, actually pretty cool. What do you guys think about these interiors in the game? Like, obviously, unfortunately, this is only in GV3. I do just want to point that out before people start calling this clickbait. Because the title of this video is Cars That Had Interiors in Greenville V3 or something along those lines, I'm assuming. So, yeah, but still pretty cool to see what they could have possibly looked like if they were still in GV4, hopefully. I don't know, but yeah. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Again, if you did happen to enjoy, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. See you later, and goodbye.